Good morning, everyone. This is Dee. I hope you've had a great starting of your week, and I hope you had a great weekend. And I'm doing the tag of the ish that I don't like. So I'm going to proceed with this and make this quick. I don't want to make this too long. I'm reading off of, I made a list so I wouldn't be long winded and everything. First one, women walking around with high heel shoes and the tap is missing on the heel and you hear them before you see them because you're walking down the street selling like Clydesdale, going hippity hop, hip hip, clink. Uh, let me. I don't have anything metal. It don't work. But basically, if it's a cheap shoe, like it came from just what is that? Just I don't know what these online shoe stores are. 39.99. Replace the shoes. Get some new ones. If it's a shoe that you made investment in, take the doggone shoe to the cobbler and have that tab put on because you're hearing that metal from that heel going clinkety, clinkety clank on the cement. That is annoying. I hate to hear that. Or if the shoe is ran over, throw those shoes in the trash. It's not cute if you look like a brand new dime from the ankles up. Your shoes are just raggedy and all run over and just anyway. Second, this is a big one for me. Do not eat off of my plate under any circumstances. Prime example, several years ago, went out to a business dinner with my husband with his business partner. I had only met this guy a couple times. We weren't friendly or anything. This was business. I was being the business wife. So we were at a seafood restaurant, and I'm very picky on what I eat. I always have been since I was little. So I had ordered, I remember this because it irritated me. I had ordered a Caesar salad with calamari. So they were talking. I'm sitting here being polite and stuff. He took his fork. This is my craft stick, and I'm watching him because he's sitting across from me. Took his fork, put it on my plate, and took some of my calamari and commenced eating it. That irritated me to no end. But I had to keep in mind I was in mixed company and my environment. This was business. This was not personal. This was not family. Because if it had been personal, if we had been friends, if it had been a family member, that conversation would have went something like this. What are you doing? Get your off. I, I wouldn't have been pretty about it, but because what it was, I had to keep this cute. So what I did, I just pushed my plate a little bit out in front of me, and my husband knows that's an indicator that I'm finished with my food. So he says, "You're finished?" I said, "Yeah, I'm finished." I was fuming. Steam was damn near coming out of my ears. So I'm sitting here looking at this calamari from this restaurant that I love, just love. Couldn't finish it because he had put his fork in my plate, and I don't know where your mouth has been. The only person's mouth I know where they've been is mine. Do not eat off my plate. That annoys me. And after the dinner, everybody went their different ways, separate ways, should I say. And I told him, I said, if it had been anybody else, he says, "What's wrong?" I said, "He ate off my plate." He says, "So?" I said, "He ate off of my plate." And I said, "That's just not done. You don't eat off my plate. I don't know you like that. And even if I do, you don't eat off my plate. That's a no-no with anybody." Second one, for people who have, I'm going to choose to call them out-of-town visitors. If you know you have out-of-town visitors, give people who come to your house a heads up. And out-of-town visitors are roaches, mice, and rats. Don't all of a sudden have people at your house and that person sees a mouse, a rat, or a roach in the peripheral vision going up the side of the wall or scooting somewhere, and you pretend like, oh, I don't, I'm going to have to call the exterminator, or I'm going to have to call somebody or go to Walmart and get me some spray. You knew you had this situation before you had people over your house because to have roaches and rats that are just that friendly when company comes over, you've had them for a while. So the person who's coming over, they have a heads up if you tell them that I have out of town visitors, so they know, like I do, if I've been to somebody's house, I have a cousin who had this problem in a worse way. I'm not taking off my coat. I'm not putting my purse down because I'm not transporting mice with me. So I know I'm holding my purse up on my lap, and I'm not taking off my coat. You're not putting it in the back bedroom. I come up with that excuse. You know, I have anemia. I get a little chilly all the time, and I'm perimenopausal. So I don't know if I'm having hot flashes, cold flashes. No, I'm okay. I'm good. Leave me with my coat. Because then I know when I go outside, before I get in my vehicle, I need to shake out my coat, make sure I look at my pants and wipe everything down and do one of these numbers, make sure see my hair, make sure nothing is crawled up in there. Let somebody know if you have out of town visitors. Next one. Everybody's talked about bad kids. I hate bad kids out in public because that means if you're cutting up like this in public, in the grocery store, in the movies, in a restaurant, this is where you're behaving at home, and that means you have no home training. You need to check your kids, collar your kids. Remember a couple of years ago, uh, probably early 2000s, late 90s, where there were people who would put their kids on leashes and collars if they took them to the grocery store, and everybody was so outdone about how could they put them on a collar. If you got badass kids, get a leash and a collar and walk these kids around the store. Don't let them be running up and down the aisles and carrying on and hollering, screaming, and falling out, having tantrums in the store. You just don't do this. That annoys me. Second, same goes back to parenting, and don't get me wrong, I don't have children, but I will respect anyone that does. And if I call you up on the phone, if I know you have children or whatever the situation is, I will ask you, hey, how you doing? Good time to talk? Are you busy? If you are, I can call you back. I give everybody that out. If they tell me, no, I'm good, how are you doing? And they go along with the niceties. And then all of a sudden they start having these sidebar conversations. And what I mean by sidebar conversations is go something like this. Hold on, let me unplug this phone. This is a visual. Girl, how you doing? Look at you get. Would you sit down? I told you when you came home from school to do your homework, and you're still not doing it yet. But bring that homework over here for me to look at this homework. Boy, would you sit on down? That's what I mean by sidebar conversations. And this conversation goes on throughout the conversation you're having with this person. They're talking to the husband, the mate, the kids, and all this other stuff. Hold on, let me get you off the phone. And then I tell you, I call you back at another time when we can talk. No, no, girl, that's okay. I'm getting off the phone with you because I don't want to sit there while you're sitting here hollering and screaming and having sidebar conversations with the children. You need to get off the phone and deal with what's going on in your household. Um, Same thing. This is about phones. I hate going to the grocery store. And I'm sure you've seen this, and it's just not me. You go into the grocery store, you get in line, if you're doing your monthly shopping or just a couple things. You have that one, it's usually women who do this. Men are not good at doing this. Her phone rings or she decides to make a telephone call in the checkout line. So it's not a telephone call about the kids or what's going on, something of importance where you just needed to make this call. This call is, girl, let me tell you what happened last night. It was on my mind and I just had to tell you, or it's a call for shits and giggles. Nothing of importance. And this conversation takes place all while you stop, wait for the next person, all through the checkout. Then it's her turn to get up there. She's still on the telephone, and the cashier is ringing up her items, and all of a sudden she notices that something rang up at a higher price. And so she tells, girl, wait just a minute. And she's talking to the cashier and talking to this person. Get off your phone in the checkout line. It's not that serious. Unless it's an emergency, somebody's dead or in jail, then you shouldn't be in a grocery store. You need to leave there. But just a telephone call in the checkout line at the grocery store, this chaps my behind. Let's see if I forgot anything. I think that those are my things that will know. I have a couple other things, but I'm not going to make it real long. It's 10 minutes. This is my contribution to that ish that annoys me, pisses me off, or whatever, excuse me, the tag is. But that's mine. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.